Hi, and welcome to Blue's Garden. Slightly different week. Not a lot from the garden, little bits here and there. But the garden video this week is centered around Thanksgiving. Be a fair bit of cooking in here. I just wanted to mention before I get into the video proper, pretty thankful. Lots of things to be thankful for. I had a very good year in the garden. Fantastic chance I have been blessed to be able to provide for my family and friends my own food that I grew. Not just fruits and vegetables, but also hot sauces, salsas, pasta sauces, and fresh fruit and veg. So that feels good. Fruits of my labor, so to speak. Thankful for, on the family side, healthy kids, 2 very healthy daughters, healthy wife, and myself healthy. I am hoping that everyone is also similarly blessed, but feels good this week to look back at a good garden week. There's always room for improvement, of course. In the upcoming weeks, I'll be looking at what went well and what didn't, making some decisions. For now, I'm hoping that not everything, that this winter is not that this past week's very high winds and cold surprises and grapple snow, that little tiny, looks like styrofoam balls falling from the sky, that's not a precursor to the cold and winter. But let's take a look at Thanksgiving week here at my house. We actually had very high winds and unusual but early snow. Grapple, but still snow. Just a little caveat about my Thanksgiving week. I am very comfortable as a cook, as a chef, but I am not a baker. I'm not so great with breads and pies and desserts and whatnot. My wife is excellent at breads, bread making, cakes, pies, cookies. That's just not my forte. I'll handle the rest of the kitchen, all of the cook, the prep, all of that for the main meal itself and all the side dishes. But baking is not me. So early on, it actually starts the night before, on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. My wife preps her dough. And then early on Thanksgiving morning, I wake to the smell of fresh cardamom and Swedish kaffebolla. I woke to one of my favorite smells. I think I've mentioned it before. I can cook, but I can't bake. And my wife can really bake. She is Swedish, and she makes kaffebolla, which is a Swedish sweet bread with cardamom flavor. That's my favorite thing in the morning. Love waking up to that scent. So, Thanksgiving. Some of these are my veg and some of these are not. I already cut up my celery. This is some extra celery. I did not have enough growing. But cutting up some celery into small bits, this is for the stuffing. In order to get the bird cooking, I wanted to put some stuffing in. So I cheated some and used the box stuffing, but I also dressed it with my own stuff for my stuffing, my own veggies and my own sage and some other herbs. Some of my own onion, some of my own green onion, and not my own butter. By the way, butter and sugar, that was the butter, sugar, and some alcohol. That was the theme for Thanksgiving. So some of these are my carrots and some of these are store-bought carrot to fill in. I still have a ton of carrot to get out there and harvest. I'm going to try and get to it before it snows. We're supposed to have snow coming up this week. But diced up some onions, some carrot, and some celery, along with a ton of butter. and get the celery and onion to soften up. Then the carrots in, get everything to a nice softened state. Let that heat up for a bit, and like I said, I cheated and I used the box stuffing. But I also added my own herbs. So, because it's 2 boxes of the box stuffing, 7 cups of water. In between, it's a clean as you go thing. I learned that from working in kitchens. Once the water, butter, and vegetables are at a boil, pull things off the heat and get the boxed stuffing in. Let that all come together for about 5-10 minutes, and then some of that goes into the bird. I can't remember. Did I film actually putting some of the herbs in? Oh, yeah. There you go. There's some of my sage that I had grown in the garden and dehydrated. After about 10 minutes, stuff part of the bird. Now, after stuffing the bird, and this is a fresh turkey, not a frozen one. It was about 20 pounds, 19 pounds. And after that, coated the whole outside with some butter around the outside, and then I will cover it with aluminum foil. I'm also going to, again, in keeping with the Thanksgiving tradition, add some wine. I know the alcohol cook off, but white wine. And of course, what did I say? Butter and alcohol. That's the theme of the week. $3.25 for about 15 minutes a pound. I want to get it to an internal temp of about 160 or so. Here's the dining room, smaller group, 7 of us. Grab some potatoes from my storage. I still have a couple more bins of potatoes to harvest, which again, I got to get out there and do before we get the snowstorm that's potentially coming. Adirondack red, Adirondack blue, that's the purple one. And what was it? Not Sarpomere. I can't remember. I'll have to, if I remember, I'll try and put it on this screen. Here are the turkey-themed napkins. Cheese board, some dark grapes. I am slicing my sprouts, Brussels sprouts, and taking the hard stems off. So one of the sides I did was sprouts, Brussels sprouts, sea salt, olive oil, and then I made a balsamic glaze with a little bit of honey, a little bit of maple in it, and some pomegranate juice. The glaze is cooking now, but there we go. This is some pink Himalayan sea salt. I also had some white coarse sea salt that went in. This is the balsamic glaze. A couple of different kinds of balsamic vinegar. I put some pomegranate juice in there, and you can see the honey nearby. Honey goes in, and that glaze just cooked for a while. These sweet potato go in the oven. They also were served with some, I know, shock, butter and some maple sugar. Sprinkled some maple sugar on it. The glaze cooked for a good couple of hours to really get a nice thick glaze. The potatoes are in and boiling, and then the all-important, most important ingredient into the chef, Bombay Sapphire and tonic with a couple of lime wedges. In order to thicken my gravy, I did a little water and flour. Pulse it a few times with the immersion blender. Let the potatoes drain off. And add some, you guessed it, butter. We went through a few pounds. So some butter, some sea salt, pink Himalayan, a little bit of milk, and a little bit of sour cream. Mash it up pretty good. This is what I call garlic smashed potato. I leave the skins on, cook it, make the mashed. There's a little bit of garlic in there, and then there's also, as you'll see at the end, my secret ingredient, which I'm not sure I mentioned. Now, here it comes. It's called butter. That's right, butter and some salt. The sea salt, oven roasted Brussels sprouts. In they go. We're getting close to dinner time. Sprouts are out, pour the glaze over it. Hello, my name is Inigo Monturkey. You defrosted my father. Prepare to dine. I couldn't resist. There's the group, little group photo. We actually had a fairly small group. It was a fun, quiet, relatively quiet. And of course, my helping. My wife's amazing key lime pie. And I don't remember what that was. Oh, and then broth, because that's how you end the night. All of the bones from the bird go in, and that's 2 days of doing the broth. Long week and a lot of work in the kitchen. Really, from all of us in my family, wishing you all happy Thanksgiving and happy holidays, those of you who celebrate. And thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. That helps me grow, and that helps you grow. Thank you very much.